met, you've been leaving me. You're just not gone yet. In a while, this will fade away. Someday, I'll make it one whole day. Heard your song again. Driving home last night, turned it off and then back on one more time. There's a line right before it's done. You can't miss it unless it's already gone. Disappearing it keeps on coming back. Now you see me, now you don't. First you leave and then you won't. Disappearing it. Saw you at the store till you turned around. Then it wasn't you anymore that I found and refound. It's a headache or a walk or a call. First it's you, and then it's a go. Disappearing it keeps on coming back. Now you see me, now you don't. First you leave and then you won't. Disappearing it. Oh, yeah, the night I almost got to sleep without anyone who's not there visiting me. You can see me if you want, I left the light on. You can't miss it unless it's already gone. Disappearing it keeps on coming back. Now you see me, now you don't. First you leave and then you won't. Disappearing it. Now you see me, now you don't. First you leave and then you won't. Disappearing it.
Hello everyone, I have no idea who's here. I just finished putting in some new commands. It's Sunday and I have no grading and I turned in thesis work yesterday, so I won't be doing any of that until I meet with my advisor this upcoming week. And that means that I actually get to stream. Yay! I get to stream. So it's still Pride Month, for a few days. But honestly, Pride should be every day. So I figured that in honor of Pride Month, I would do an unboxing of my new rainbow collection from Holo. This is 7 different nail polishes that are basically the rainbow, but with a ton of rainbow glitter also inside them. And you might notice that most of my nails do not have any nail polish on them right now. That's because I'm gonna put nail polish on them during this video. Yay. Let's close this so I can see if anyone's in the chat. Binky, hi Binky. I am still in Wisconsin. I chose, this was a mutual decision with the family that I should not come home over the summer. When I was going to come home, my airline tickets got canceled. And with my parents being in an older age bracket, that puts them at a higher risk if they do contract coronavirus. Traveling, especially in places like airplanes, increases the chance of me becoming infected and transferring it to them, or my nibblings, my niece and nephew, who are both under the age of 3 right now. So just with all of that and all of the concerns and problems that could arise, I have not gone home this summer, which sucks. I miss my family. Luckily, we've been able to do these Zoom things Sunday nights and Wednesday nights, that it's like this trivia night. My sister's local bar thing does this casual trivia, and they moved it online during quarantine. So we've been able to be a team and do trivia all together, which has been nice. Not the same as being home, but at least I do get to see them. And I got my father to agree to be interviewed on my Twitch channel next Sunday, July 5th. We're still working on the time, but when he was in college, he actually wrote this paper all about what's called edge magic and like cubic graphs. So basically it's this magic triangle paper. I read it a while ago. I remember really liking it. He has sent it to me so that I can read it again. I was checking out on Google Scholar. They don't have the text of his paper on there, but they do that and have that he's been cited many times, the latest of which was 2015. And he wrote this paper in the 90s. So it's really cool. He's nervous, but I told him that if he wants to then go on rants about like guitars and stuff like that, that's totally fine. If he feels like embarrassing me, that's fine too. So actually, one of the new commands I put out is schedule, which I'll put in chat right now. So July 4th, which is actually July 5th, I'll fix that, but it's July 4th weekend. I have the interview with my dad, who's also Papaya Pop on Twitch. I love that. July 10th is my birthday. I'm going to also have to fix the formatting of this thing. So we are going to stream for my birthday, and for my birthday this year, I'm trying to raise money for ACLU. I have a goal of $500 raised, and if we hit that goal before the end of July 12th, if we hit it by then I have gotten my roommate to agree to cut my hair, cut off at least a foot, so that I can donate my hair to an organization as well. I am planning to cut my hair eventually anyways, but I have never, to my knowledge, had my hair cut by anyone but a professional hairstylist. Is my roommate a hairstylist? No. So that's why it's the larger goal. And yeah, Binky, this is what I do. I actually hate having long hair, but I grow it out. It takes about 2 years, maybe a little bit more, depending on how much I cut off previously. But after that amount of time, I have enough to donate again, and then I cut it off again. Could my roommate have missed her calling as a stylist? She has never cut hair before, so if we reach that goal again by the end of July 12th, I guess we'll find out. And then on July 12th, which is why I've made that the end of the donation drive for ACLU instead of my actual birthday, I have an interview with a grad student, Maureen Mock. She has recently had some work published. She has won the best paper prize at one of the national conferences in her subject matter, and she does some really cool things around like media and television and like children's entertainment as well. I need to read more about her stuff as well, but from my conversations with her, it's really cool, and I'm super excited to do that interview. So yeah, that's what we've got coming up. But today we're going to be doing some singing. I do already have some donation rewards in place. So if you want to start now, that's awesome. You can see that I've got the donation bar at the bottom of the screen. And I've made it so that for $5, ask me a question, any question. As long as my answer won't break the terms of service of Twitch, I will answer that question. Then, since I'm going to be singing all the time anyways, I just kept our $10 you pick the song thing. And then I still have Bean Boozles jelly beans. So if you donate $20, yeah, then I have to eat Bean Boozled. That'll be fine. Yeah, Binky. Heck is surviving. Heck is an educator. Actually, she teaches music. So the closing of schools and having to figure out how to keep teaching music in a digital setting has been difficult for her. But it is summer now. And we'll see if her school district chooses to open in the fall. The CSU system, I believe, has made the determination that they're going to be digital in the fall. My school, UW-Madison, has decided to allow students to come back, have people be there in person with some caveats until Thanksgiving, and then everyone who lives in dorms has to move out, and the campus will be closed again through the rest of the semester. So, yeah, that's some of what we got going on. So, let's go ahead and just do a little bit of warm up with singing, because I want to sing, and I found this cool person that, let's see, their name on YouTube is Clark on Stage. I'll go ahead, switch over. Bloop. There we go. And he's got this awesome voice, and I really like singing duets and whatever I can, because harmony is really what makes me happy while singing. So I have stuff to sing. Oh, and if you're wondering why my middle fingers are painted black, I'll explain that in a little bit. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, I'm gonna start singing. Okay. If only you could know the things I long to say. If only I could tell you what I wish I could convey. It's in my every glance, my heart's an open book. You'd see it all at once if only you would look. If only you could glimpse the feeling feelings that I feel. If only you would notice what I'm dying to reveal. The dreams I can't declare, the needs I can't deny. You'd understand them all if only you would try. All my secrets, you would learn them. All my longings, you'd return them. Then the silence would be broken. Not a word would need be spoken.
What is it about her that's so wonderfully, impossibly familiar?
See what I mean about his voice?
Why do I feel dizzy in a way I've only felt but once before? How come when she looks at me it seems like time stops moving? Almost like the way it did that day upon the shore. But that
If only it were true, if only for a while. If only you would notice how I ache behind my smile. I guess you never will. I guess it doesn't show. But if I never find a way to tell you so. Oh, what I would give if only you could know.
Bless your child. Tomorrow, the prince will have his pick of any princess in the land. How can a little mermaid compete with that? If only I knew how I'd make him see the light. If only it were up to me, this all would turn out right. And if I only could, I'll tell you what I do. I'd simply wave me claw and make your dreams come true. And wouldn't that surprise ya if you only... How could she just suddenly completely disappear into thin water? It's been 2 whole days and I don't know where she has gone.
This is totally gonna get a copyright strike.
If only you'd come home. If only I could
Only there were time. I know we kiss at
If
last.
only you'd come back, I'll change my ways.
But time keeps racing forward.
Kiss
The
to
moment's almost past.
I'll try to understand.
Has to happen now.
I'll keep
I'd give
my
my life up
temper.
to make it happen. I should have started listening to you all. How I wish that girl could have been
There's only one more day until I have to go.
If only.
Oh, what I would give if only you could
Maybe I'll find that voice, but I'll lose.
You see what I mean about one, his voice, but two, about how great it is to sing harmonies? Makes me so happy. All right, but we're not here just to sing, because I'm pretty sure karaoke as the main focus of a stream is against terms of service. So we're going to actually be opening some cool things today. Let's see, pull these back so it's easier for you to see. This is Holo Taco. I showed you this box before, but you can see even the box itself is holographic. And for those who aren't super familiar with Christine, Simply Nailogical's videos, she is the one that has created Holo Taco. It is her brand, it is her product. This is not a collaboration with another company. This is actually her own company. So Holo Taco has been out. Thank you, Binky.
Earl Binky donated $25. You can do stuff if you want, donating to a good cause, not to make you jump throughout hoops.
Thank you. How about we do a karaoke song? Because, I mean, if you give me the option to not do Bean Boozled, I'll not do Bean Boozled. So if you want to pick a song that you have in mind, put it in chat. If you want to leave me to choose songs and probably sing some more with this awesome dude, I will do that. Just let me know. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So Holo Taco, the holo is about holographic, which means it's basically glitter that is shifting rainbows in the light, so it covers the entire rainbow spectrum. And this is different than things like multichrome or duochrome, where it's just between like 2 or 3 colors, and iridescent or regular glitters that might also shift between just a few colors or just sparkle in the light. So holographic stuff is special in that way. Christine really likes it. I like glitters. Yay. You can choose. You're doing fine singing without me ruining it. It wasn't ruining it. You're awesome, Pinky. But if we open this box, which is magnetic, by the way, and they actually made a very limited supply of these because with quarantine going on, their access to the materials in order to make the collector's box were dampened a lot, and actually all of the Rainbow Holo Taco collection has sold out. But I managed to get one of the boxes the first day they were available. Like, I saw that she had a video, Christine had a video that she put out talking about how they're now available, and I immediately went to the website and bought. It was like, okay, I just need these. Look at how pretty they are. It says, "Don't lick the rainbow." And you can see more holographic shiny on the inside of the box. And there are 7 colors, which is the same amount as the rainbow, but it's a little bit different. Something that Christine talked about that she wanted to do for this collection is, yes, make it a rainbow and holographic collection. So each of these has very high concentrations of holographic glitter inside of them. But she also wanted all of the colors to be able to go together. So she was very particular about the shades of each color that she chose. So over here we have our red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And then while the normal rainbow is indigo violet, she's added in a magenta shade, which connects really well between the purple and the red. They all have really fun names that we'll get to, but someone has donated money. Binky's awesome. So we're going to go back to singing for a little bit. Yay! Let's see. What song should we do? Do 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 do. Oh, let's do this. I don't know it very well, but let's do it. Anastasia. The entire Anastasia is available on YouTube right now, the musical version. I have thoughts about it, but I like this song.
I still think of that day, now and then. A parade and a girl and a crowd of thousands. She sat straight as a queen Only 8, but so proud and serene. How they cheered, how I stared
Make myself more centered.
in that
At least on
crowd
the
of
screen.
thousands. Then I started to run and to call out her name as the crowd on the road went wild. I reached out with my hand and looked up, and then she smiled. The parade traveled on with the sun in my eyes. She was gone, but if I were still 10 in that crowd of thousands, I'd find her again.
You're making me feel I was there too.
Maybe you were. Make it part of your story.
A parade passing by.
Passing by.
It was hot, not a cloud in the sky. Then a boy caught my eye. In a crowd of thousands, he was thin, not too clean. There were guards, but he dodged in between. Yes, he made himself sing in that crowd of thousands. Then he called out my name, and he started to run through the sun and heat and crowd. And I tried not to smile, but I smiled, and then he bowed.
I didn't tell you that.
You didn't have to. I remember. The parade traveled on with the sun in my eyes. You were gone, but I knew even then, in a crowd of thousands, I'd find you again.
Your Highness?
Let's go back to holographic stuff. Yay! Yeah, so each one has its own color name. This is the first time that I've taken them out of the box, by the way, which also makes me nervous because they're just so pretty in the box. And there's holographic detail everywhere. Like each individual box, the name on the bottle, it all has holographic details. Oh, and if you are also not familiar with Christine, the reason it's called Holo Taco is, yes, her love of holographic things, but the way that she pronounces top coat, since she started YouTube videos way long ago, always sounded like taco to people, and she eventually just started calling it taco. So that's how we got this business name. So this one, bring close, there we go. This is red licorice. So it's got a little bit of a more pink undertone to it to help it blend into everything. This one is called Orange Drink. Very bright orange nail polish. Thank you, Minky. You're so nice. This one is called Lemon Sucker. So it's the super bright yellow polish. Yeah, this one is Green Taffy. And you'll end up seeing all of these on my nails as well. This one is called Blue Freezy. So it's this like super vibrant blue color. Probably reminds a lot of people of like blueberry slushies, ices, whatever those are, with how intense that color is. This one is purple slushy. And then this one is magenta jelly. And this is the more like pink, red, purple like shade. Magenta, as it turns out, is not actually a real color. If we think about this spectrum of the rainbow, there is no like progression from purple to red where magenta would lie. So in terms of light spectrum, magenta doesn't exist. So that's always fun. We have an impossible color in the box. And yeah, Binky, I think that the lid says don't lick the rainbow to remind Christine not to lick the rainbow, honestly. But it is good advice, and advice I should probably follow. Yeah. It's fine. I don't want to eat my new nail polishes. So I'm going to take them out and out of their boxes and then paint my nails on the screen, and we'll see how that goes. I've made a plan in my head of what to do. We're gonna just go with it. If it works out, it works out. But we'll see. Yeah, Binky. So in the rainbow, purple also doesn't exist. In Roy G. Biv, it's indigo, which is basically the mashup of purple and blue, and then violet, which is, that more vibrant form of purple. But purple itself is basically a combination of indigo and violet. Now, caveat for everything I say, I don't do a lot of color theory. So I understand the basics, but I probably would not give you great details, or at least completely accurate details if I try and go too much farther than I already have. Am I doing one finger color or stripes? I am doing one finger color because this is not a nail art tutorial. I've done nail art stuff in the past. Like I drew the entire Slytherin crest on my thumbnail when it was longer. So I've done some stuff, but I want to just have each color be its own color in its own glory. And yeah, so we're gonna do on the thumbs the red, then orange, yellow, green, and then we'll have blue, purple, and magenta. So I might switch around and make magenta this nail, so then blue and purple are next to each other. I may play music in the background too, because honestly it's too quiet. So what should we play next? Oh yeah, this one I can play in the background. I also have to open each box very carefully. So this part I probably should have done beforehand. Oh well. I don't need you to sell me on reasons to want you. I don't need you to search for the proof that I should. You don't have to convince me. You don't have to be scared you're not enough. 'Cause what we've got going is good. I don't need more reminders of all that's been broken. I don't need you to fix what I'd rather forget. Clear the slate and start over. Try to quiet the noises in your head. We can't compete with all that. So what if it's us? What if it's us and only us? And what came before won't count anymore or matter. Can we try that? What if it's you? And what if it's me? And what if that's all that we needed to be? And the rest of the world falls away. What do you say?
I never thought there'd be someone like you who would want me.
Well,
So I give you 10,000 reasons to not let me go. But if you really see me, if you like me for me and nothing else, well, that's all that I've wanted for longer than you could possibly know. So it can be us, and only us. And what came before won't count anymore or matter. We can try that, it's not so impossible. Nobody else but the two of us here, 'cause you're saying it's possible.
We can just watch the whole world disappear till you're the only one I still know how to see.
It's just you and me.
It'll be us, and only us. And what came before won't count anymore.
We can
Try that, you and me. That's all that we needed to be. And the rest of the world goes away.
And the rest of
The world goes away.
The
The world goes away. The world goes away.
And it's
only us. Nicholas has come to sing with me. I'm just gonna let this autoplay. Though, quick comment. Yes, you see that my nails are bare. I do have a base coat on them. I'm not being sacrilegious completely to nail art right now and proper nail care. And I'm also wrapping the tips of my nails, which helps the longevity, keep it from chipping too much. Yeah. But I just want to be clear, I do have a base coat on.
I could find the whole meaning of life in those sad eyes. They've seen things you never quite say, but I hear. Come out of hiding, I'm right here beside you. And I'll stay there as long as you'll let me. Because you matter to me. Simple and plain and not much to ask from somebody.
This is a quick setup with my webcams and stuff. I don't have any macro lenses or anything super high-tech to show these close-up. If anyone wants to see them close-up, Holo Taco has its own YouTube channel. Simply Nail Logical has put them on her own channel, so you can actually see how they apply. Other people who got PR boxes and can show off that stuff has them too. It's addictive the minute you let yourself think. The things that I say just might matter to someone. All of this time I've been keeping my mind on the running away. And for the first time, I think I'd consider the stay. Because you matter to me. Simple and plain and not much to ask from somebody. You matter to me. You matter to me. Simple and plain and not much to ask from somebody. You matter to me. Promise you do. You matter too.
As long as you're
Promise you
happy,
do. You matter
yes, you
too.
do. You matter to me. You'll see.
Clearly don't know this song very well.
You matter to me.
I guess I got the final note right. Okay, so you'll see I put a second coat on for a lemon sucker. Light shades tend to be less opaque, and it's true here. But most of these shades are actually, I'm going to use the phrase "one coat wonders." Oh, okay, I guess we're singing this. It's a bad idea, me and you.
I know, I totally agree.
It's a bad idea, me and you. Also, I'm gonna do a little bit more orange because I did it with my Fitbit.
It's a terrible
Idea, me and you. You have a wife.
You have a husband.
You're my doctor.
Baby, come in.
It's a bad idea, me and you. Let's just keep kissing till we come to.
Hearts
Start racing, let's face it. Making mistakes like this will make us what was already pretty bad. Mine stop running, it's time we just let this thing go.
It was a pretty good
Bad idea, wasn't it though? It's a bad idea, me and you. It's a bad idea, me and you. Hold me close while I think this through. Yeah, it's a very poor idea, me and you. How's that, Vicky? Start racing, let's face it. Making mistakes like this will make worse what is already pretty bad. Mine stop running, it's time we just let this thing go.
It was
It was a pretty good bad idea, wasn't it though?
I know it's right for me.
It's
The only thing I've
never done. What if I never see myself ever be anything more than what I've already become? You need a bad idea. I need a bad idea.
I need a bad idea. Just
One. Hearts keep racing, let's make mistakes. Let us say so what and make worse what was already pretty bad. This secret is safe, no reason to throw it away. When there's love to be had, hold me tight as I tell myself that you might make sense and make the clothes not just so bad.
let's see this through.
It's a pretty good bad idea. Me and you, me and you. Interesting. Wow, Binky. Alright, so I am going to pause the music so I can explain why I had a black nail. You might have noticed I had this little box that was sitting on top of my Holo taco. And that's because I didn't just order the rainbow collection from Holo Taco. I was like, well, if I'm ordering things, I'm going to order things I've had my eye on but haven't decided to buy yet. So you'll see in this box, when it says "Holo, it's me," which I love, I bought 3 nail polish things. So this one is called One Coat Black, which is what's on my middle finger. This one is called Not Milky White, so it's actually a really nice white color. And it's hard to get a good white, so I bought that as well, but I took it out of the box already. I also bought, this is a top coat. Can't see it. Oh, it's so shiny. And this is a holographic top coat. So this is a linear holo, meaning that the rainbows, like on the Holo Taco box, are in lines. I couldn't get the other 2 top coats. There's a scatter holo and a flaky holo. I really want those as well. But yeah, I managed to get the linear holo, which is awesome. And so the rainbow only has the 7 colors, but with everything going on, we aren't just celebrating LGBT plus Pride this month, right? We have Black Lives Matter protests going on. Though BLM has been around for a while, we all know that since the murder of George Floyd, protests have skyrocketed. We're starting to see real change happening, with reducing funding for police departments, increasing funding for community programs, Seattle having its autonomous zone. And I want to display that because there's intersectionality there, and we are seeing problems in the LGBT community with this, like, basically white LGBT people not recognizing Black Lives Matter, while our BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color, members of LGBT are Black Lives Matter. So we are seeing this divide happen, but it's important that we remember intersectionality is a thing. We're not just celebrating who we are as members of LGBT this month. We're celebrating that as one aspect of who we are, right? And so while you might be focused in on one or the other, it's important that we bring in both together, because ultimately the underlying fight that everyone is having is the need for actual equality, equal rights. Whether you're gay or Black, or transgender, or like a cisgendered woman, whatever the case may be, it's a fight for equality. So yes, I've included my middle fingers, that was just for fun, as the Black Pride nails, the BLM nails. I'm not Black myself, obviously, but I still believe in the message of Black Lives Matter and have been putting forth efforts to both educate myself and others. So like on social media, especially my Facebook, if you follow me there, you'll see that I am sharing information, adding to posts. I am challenging comments with implicit bias or sometimes just overt racism in them, no matter who they come from. Whether that is family members or random people posting on like a sponsored post. Got into a big fight about Aunt Jemima and how that is actually built on racism. But my goal isn't to fight, it is to communicate and educate and work towards coming to a better place of understanding. In that same vein, I, in the fall, will be teaching a discussion section for a course called Great Speakers and Speeches. And while the course itself, the lecture, is really focused on professional, like, political speeches overall, it includes MLK, it includes Hillary Clinton's concession speech, different things like that. in the classroom, I want to include more contemporary examples, less professionally political examples. So like spoken word, poetry, messages from the protests, whatever I can get my hand on, specifically focusing more on BIPOC people as well, so that I can increase representation in my own classrooms and maybe help educate some of my white students who aren't familiar with really what diversity is and with different worldviews, that these issues aren't just in the history books, they are still happening today. So this is some of what I'm trying to do and go along with, and therefore we put Black Pride on the nails, and we put it on beforehand because I'm going to put linear taco on, and I wanted it dry to be part of this whole process. Yeah, Binky, like, it is sad, but it's one of those things that we have to do, right? If we truly believe, as white people, that other people are equal to us and that the system privileges white people, which, by the way, is not any kind of race or ethnicity. It is a social construct built around a powerful center meant to disenfranchise other people. But if we, who can be identified as white and are identified as white and benefit from the privileges of being part of that powerful center, acknowledge that other people are disenfranchised by our system, we must do the work to break down that system and to make it more equal. Ideally, fully equal. But there's a lot of systemic racism built in U.S. society, into like the very foundations of this nation, built into our legal system. I can rant about the prison system, the prison industrial complex, and how it was a way to keep slavery alive and still works in that function. The way that it actually disenfranchises overwhelmingly people of color, especially Black people, and takes away their right to vote in crazy numbers. Talk about how the grandfather clause is actually like, we shouldn't be saying things like "you're grandfathered in," because it is based off of an actual racist clause that once Black people earn the right to vote, states who didn't think they should have that right passed these grandfather clauses where you didn't need to go through these extra steps and hoops to prove yourself worthy of your right to vote if your grandfather had voted. For white people, totally fine, whatever, we're good. For Black people, their grandfathers at the time had been slaves. They did not have the right to vote, and they never did vote. So it was specifically a law meant to keep Black people from being part of the political climate and the political change of the United States. Yeah. So there's all of that. And a friend posted this thing, which was actually about misogyny. It was about how all men benefit from the misogynistic and horrible men. Because then it becomes I acknowledge that men have done bad things to women, and it sets the bar so low, right? So if we then bring that over to Black Lives Matter, right? And LGBT Lives Matter, expanding to Pride as well, and that the fact that these are intersectional identities, then what we see is that you can't call yourself an ally if all you would do is acknowledge that the system is corrupt and privileges you. That's the bare minimum, right? And the bar is set so low that a lot of people, I think, acknowledge that, talk about how it's so horrible, And then it's kind of this mental pat on the back of, yay, I recognize my privilege and that the system sucks. But yeah, that's really basic stuff. It's the first step. You don't deserve any congratulations for acknowledging you have privilege if you then don't do anything to try and dismantle your privilege, right? You are still benefiting from the system unless you actually take steps. Heck is calling, so I might answer that phone call and see what she says and ask her how she's doing. Hi, Cobro. So fun fact, I'm streaming right now. I did answer the phone while streaming. Why? Because IRL Binky asked at the beginning of the stream how you're doing. Yeah. Specifically, how is Heck dealing with everything? How are they doing? So I thought, let's call and find out. You officially have a what? You have a Twitch name? What is it? I did not hear what that was. You say mini musician? Oh, okay. How do you spell that? Okay, so that is mini_musician. If anyone would like to go ahead and follow Heck over on her Twitch. I don't know, do you stream on your Twitch channel, or is it just to be in chat rooms? So she does not stream on her own Twitch channel, but you can still follow her. So I am... Yeah. So I'm painting my nails right now for Pride Month. And that's what we're doing on stream, while I also am raising money for the ACLU and singing and talking about intersectionality. Yep. So in short, yeah, it is a lot, but you know, nails need time to dry, and there's a lot we can do in between all of those things. Yeah. So I'm gonna call you back after my stream. Binky, Heck, now also known as Mini Musician, says thank you for asking about her. Yeah. All right. Talk to you later, Cobro. Adios. And there we go. Have it from the horse's mouth. And you followed Heck. Yay. Yeah, and that's another thing, Binky, is a lot of these problems that we see in the United States that have been built into our system relate actually back to colonialism. And, you know, rest of the world, especially the rest of the white world, is not immune to that fact or immune to racism. Though the United States definitely, I would say, to my knowledge, right now, the United States has a long way to go, even in relation to other white countries, or that countries that have a predominantly white ethnicity. Yeah, colonialism has a lot to answer for. And I actually am going to be reading a letter soon from an anthropology department that from someone who focuses on African studies about the steps that they can personally take in the institution to be allies and to dismantle systemic issues. And one of the things that we were talking about is that decoloniality, especially in anthropology, goes hand in hand with dismantling the systemic biases in the institution. Because anthropology and colonialism, well, they were bedfellows for a long time. And even I think a lot of that still carries through today. There's a lot of expectation of you go out into this field or this unknown land, right? And you learn about a people. And for white people, that would be a people you're not part of. But even 20 years ago, I have an example at least from 20 years ago, anthropologists of color were encouraged to study their own communities. So we see a disconnect there. So yeah, decoloniality needs to be part of our process in dismantling our systemic issues. 100%. So, let's see if I can show that. Ooh, so you might see there now little rainbow flakies on my black power nail. And you can't really see the hollow bits here. Ooh, that's orange. But once a top coat is added, it makes it like sparkle and shine. And now I'm gonna just have orange on the bottom of my thumb. But while we let these dry, let's go ahead and switch to my other hand. This is going to be harder. If I flood my cuticles, don't at me. So we're gonna start with the red. And they're like pretty dry already, honestly. It's a pretty quick drying system, but I want to let them fully dry before adding top coats and things to them. Yeah, Binky. Rwanda and the genocide that happened there is a result of colonialism. For sure. I've ranted about this as well, about why black pride and white pride are not equal in any way, shape, or form as phrases. And that's because we need to acknowledge that white is a social construct built around a powerful center. It is a way to identify those with power and who should, quote unquote, have power. While black pride is, especially in the United States and every other country that took part in slavery, it's an acknowledgement that white people went and didn't care where the African people they were kidnapping came from. They didn't care what tribes they were part of or what their cultural history was and how it might differ from the person next to them on the ships. They made it illegal for Africans to practice their own religions. They made it illegal for them to practice their own cultural heritages. They converted them forcefully into Christianity. And actually some of our more recent African-based-esque religions, like Hoodoo, for instance, pulls in a lot of Christianity and different African religious bases as a way to kind of be able to continue practicing their own religion while conforming to the fact that they might be killed if found practicing their own religion. So white people systematically tried to erase the cultural heritage, the humanity of the black people that they were forcing to be their slaves. So most black people who are born in the United States do not know where their ancestors hailed from other than Africa. And that is 100% white people's fault. So black pride is all about reclaiming an identity, reclaiming pride in oneself despite every attempt by the powerful white to take away that pride, to dehumanize, and to strip identity. I flooded my cuticle, sadly. Like, you can kind of see that there's like this little dot thing there. It's not good. There we go. That's a little bit better. And I clean these up afterwards as well. So there's my red. And I'm going to put my red away, because it's done. And we're going to sing a new song. What shall we sing? Oh, yeah, let's sing this. This'll be fun. Take back the books and pack up the clothes. Clear out the room and drop off the key. Leave with what's left of my dignity. Get in the car and just go. Chalk it all up to experience. They said I'd fail, but I disagreed. Who could say then where my path would lead? Well, now I know. Back to the sun, back to the shore, back to what I was before. Back in my own, where my very small pond. Laugh with my friends when I arrive. We'll drop the top and just drive. That's fine with me. Just let me be legally blonde. Thanks for your help and for all you've done. Thank you for treating me decently.
What's wrong?
Maybe someday you can visit me. Give me a call, say hello.
Wait, where are you going?
Sorry I'm letting down everyone.
What brought on this?
You did your best with a hopeless case.
That's ludicrous.
You are the best thing about this place.
Al, you should know.
Callahan hit on me.
He what?
He kissed me. He fired me. There's no reason for me to stay.
What about love? I never mentioned love. The timing's
open.
bad, I know. But perhaps
There we go.
if I'd made it more
left hand's not
clear
as strong.
that you belong right here, you wouldn't have to go. 'Cause you know that I'm so
Back
much in
to
love.
the sun, back to the shore, back to what I was
Please, will you
before.
open the door?
Lie on the beach, dreams within reach, don't stray
We both know
beyond.
you want so much
Some
more.
girls fight hard, some face the trial, some girls were just meant to smile.
If you can't hear, can I just say how much I want you to stay?
It's not up to me, just let me be legally blonde.
I need you to stay.
It's not up to me, just let me be legally blonde. So how are you doing, Binky? I don't think I asked that before.
Whoa. Al. What's up? Doc?
Love.
Excuse me?
I put my faith in love. I followed where it led.
Love led you here?
To my personal circle of hell. It has not worked out well. I wish that I were dead. 'Cause instead of a wedding and love, I'm flunking out of school, a total laughing stock. Someone he and his friends can just mock. So go on, here's my head. Just hit it with a rock.
Go back.
I
You
like that
came
beginning.
out here to follow a man. Harvard Law was just part of that plan. Man, what rich, romantic planet are you from?
Malibu?
Instead of lying outside by the pool, you stalk some guy to an Ivy League school. That's the weirdest reason I have.
Oh, why'd you come?
Okay.
Worked from home 3.5 months, yeah. I've been home since
I grew
mid
up in the
mid-March.
Roxbury slums with my mom and a series of
Go
bums.
back to the office
Guys
in
who
a month or
showed
so.
me
Okay.
all the ways a man can fail. I got through law school by busting my ass, worked 2 jobs in addition to class. So forgive me for not weeping at your tail.
Well, excuse me. Just because you've got some kind of chip
know
on your
what?
shoulder.
You're right. There's a chip on my shoulder, and it's big as a boulder. With the chance I've been given, I'm gonna be driven as hell. I'm so close I can taste it, so I'm not gonna waste it. Yeah, there's a chip on my shoulder. You might wanna get one as well.
I'm sorry, but that sounds highly negative. Wait, 2 jobs plus law school? How do you do it?
Well, I don't go to parties a lot. Not good use of the time that I've got. Can spend hours doing my hair and staying in shape.
Don't spend hours.
But I know it'll all be worthwhile when I win my first lucrative trial and buy my mom that great big house out on the Cape.
So sweet.
No, that's the chip on my shoulder. I hugged my mom and told her, with the chance I've been given, I'm gonna be driven as hell. Though I can't take the day off, I just think of the payoff. You need a chip on your shoulder. Little Miss Woods, comma, L.
I just need to prove to everyone that I'm serious.
What you need is to get to work. Where are your law books?
I know they're here somewhere.
You know, this vanity's real picturesque, but it started its life as a desk. Clear it off and find some room for books instead.
What are you doing?
Can you live without this? Can you live without that? I don't know what this is.
It's for hair.
Wear a hat. Spend some time improving what's inside your head. Out, put it in storage, sell it on eBay, leave it behind. Out, what? Are you angry? Good, so get angry. You may find a chip on your shoulder. The room just got colder.
Hey.
But with the chance you've been given, why you not driven as hell? There's just no way around it. You've gotta plow through till you
Found it!
been reading it hard, I can tell.
Only 4 times. I haven't left medicine, since January.
To be simple, 'tis a gift to be free.
It's been a while. Bye, Warner. Have a great Thanksgiving. Say hi to your mom and dad for me. And Grandma Bootsy.
Define malum prohibitum.
Malum prohibitum is,
An act prohibited.
an act prohibited by law, like jaywalking or chewing gum in Singapore.
Therefore, malum say,
Is an action. It's evil in itself. Assault, murder, white shoes after Labor Day.
good. Where are you going?
Home, of course. It's Thanksgiving break, remember?
Interesting.
What?
Well, I predict you will probably pass
Yes!
in the bottom % of your class.
What?
If you're going for mediocre, you've done great.
That's not fair.
Look, they laughed at me like they're laughing at you. We can't win if we don't follow through. Might I venture your vacation plans can wait?
Why do you always have to be right? Bye, Warner. Merry Christmas. Enjoy Vale.
Ho, ho, ho.
Emmett.
For you. Not as good as going home for Christmas, but it's a real time saver. Shampoo and conditioner in one.
Thank you. You are so adorable to think of me.
Elle, hey, have you
Yeah.
seen Vivian? I've been looking for her everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Great. We're gonna miss our flight.
L? I don't know if you noticed before, but each time Warner walks through the door, your IQ goes down to 40, maybe less.
Huh?
Though it's hardly my business to say, could it be the real thing in your way? Is the very guy you're trying to impress?
Yes. Smiling and sweet and thoroughly beaten, blowing my chance. Let's not chase him away, let's face him and say, hey punk, let's dance. This chip on my shoulder makes me smarter and bolder. No more whining or blaming, I'm reclaiming my pride. Grab that book and let's do this. Instead of doodling hearts all through this, now there's a chip on my shoulder. Let's see him knock it aside. So we finished with the colors. Add on my black.
Mr. Latimer was clearly within his rights to ask for visitation. Without his sperm, the child in question wouldn't exist.
Now you're thinking like a lawyer. Yes, Miss Woods?
Mr. Huntington makes an excellent point, but did the defendant keep a log of every sperm emission made throughout his life?
Interesting. Why do you ask?
Well, unless the defendant attempted to contact every sexual encounter to find if a child resulted from those unions, he has no parental claim over this child whatsoever. Why now? Why this sperm?
I see your point.
And, by Mr. Huntington's standards, all masturbatory emissions where the sperm was clearly not seeking an egg could be called reckless abandonment.
Ms. Woods, you just won your case.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Ms. Woods, excellent work today.
I'm
I
spilling
assume you're
Holo
applying
everywhere.
For my internship. Do you have a resume?
I'm one step ahead of you. Here you go, and thanks in advance for your consideration. Fix the Holo.
Dear God, it's so
Fix the
tempting.
Holo.
3 months ago, I would have
Those are
recycled
the
this. Make sure to put it on file.
There we go.
Guess she got a chip on her shoulder. Maybe some wise man told her, with the chance we've been given, we've gotta be driven as hell. She was something to see there. I'm just happy I could be there. First big test and she aced it. She's so close she can taste it. She got a chip on her shoulder. Guess you never can tell. With a little Miss Woods got my no, you never can tell.
So I've
With a
got
little
top
Miss
coat.
Woods got my
For this one to dry, I left my top coat on the other side of my bookcase, so I'm gonna have to go get that. Ugh. But yeah, let's go to the singing screen. I don't have good harmony on that. Let's see. Ooh, what should we sing? Oh. Okay, I'm not going to sing the very beginning of this one because I don't remember how the melody of Eponine's part at the very start goes, but I'll sing the rest of it. So she sings, took the letter like you said, I met her father at the door. He said he would give it, I don't think I can stand anymore. There we go, now I'm injured.
Eponine, what's wrong? There's something wet up on your hair. Eponine, you're hurt, you need some help. Oh God, it's everywhere.
Don't you fret, Monsieur Marius. I don't feel any pain. A little fall of rain can hardly hurt me now. You're here, that's all I need to know. And you will keep me safe, and you will keep me close. And rain will make the flowers grow.
But you will live, Eponine.
Thanks, Binky. Yeah, I agree. I think that Nailogical, Simply Nailogical did a great job on what they've chosen here. Just hold me now and let it be. Shelter me, comfort me.
You will live 100 years if I could show you how. I won't desert you now.
The rain can't hurt me now. This rain will wash away what's past, and you will keep me safe, and you will keep me close. I'll sleep in your embrace at last. The rain that brings you here is heaven blessed. The sky begins to clear and I'm at rest. A breath away from where you are. I've come home from so far. So don't
Hush
be
a
frightened, Monsieur Marius. I don't feel any
pain.
A little fall of rain can hardly hurt me now.
I'm here.
That's all I need to know. You
I'll
will
stay
keep me
with
safe,
you till you are
and
safe.
you will keep me close. And rain,
And crane,
make the flowers
make the flowers grow.
Also, because I haven't mentioned this quickly, this is not a sponsored video and not an ad for Holo Taco. Obviously, I mentioned I bought my stuff myself. I did have a gift card from Christmas from my parents. That was a great present that helped reduce the cost. But I bought it myself. This is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I just really like Holo Taco, and I'm excited that I now have so many colors to be part of my collection. Also, I clearly went full on pride today. I'd like to think that the upper eyelid is like a sunrise. That's like the theme of the eyes. It's a sunrise on pride. So we've got the sun with the yellow and orange and red on top. And then there is green, blue, and purple as well. But real quick, we are going to grab my top coat and then come back. Yeah, so unfortunately, I have not been able to buy one of Holo Taco's top coats, nor their base, which does impact the colors and how nice they lay on the nail. Not because like there's some weird conspiracy there where they all need to be the same brand, but just because I tend to buy cheaper products most of the time, especially for my nails, because I mean, if they chip, I usually don't care. So I've got cheap top coat, which is an okay top coat actually, but it's not as good as Holo Taco, which is a higher end product. And part of the reason that I'm willing to actually put the money into Holo Taco is because it's vegan friendly, cruelty free, gluten free. Like Simply Nailogical Christine never intended to become famous on YouTube, and she still maintains a government job. She had earned a master's. I bet the way apparently know way too much about Simply Nailogical, but she really focuses on the importance of education to her younger viewers. She has, for the last 3 years, done a tuition giveaway where in first year was 1, second year was 2, third year was 3. She paid for an entire year's tuition for that number of undergrad students at a Canadian university, just because transfer things. She has donated money from the sale of her merch to things like cat cafes, and one of the things that I really liked when she introduced this collection, Holo Taco's Rainbow Collection, was she made a point that it was not meant to be a Pride collection. That it was supposed to come out earlier, but with everything happening with COVID, it got delayed, so it happened to be coming out in June. But she didn't want people to think that she was trying to capitalize on Pride Month, as so many companies do. So she made a point in her video when she's announcing it that it was always going to be a rainbow collection. Yes, Pride Month is awesome. She is very much an ally of LGBT plus people, but she wasn't trying to take advantage of Pride Month for selling her brand. She also, in a more recent video, where she was redoing nails that she did a while ago that were American flag pride nails, she rewatched her video and she talked about problematic things that she has done in the past, specifically taken up the idea of coming out as holosexual. That's something that she did, and she, I think, embodies what an ally should be, in that she listens when people tell her that she's done something problematic, and she does her best to understand and educate herself and go forward not making that same mistake again. It's important that we don't think that allies for LGBT, Black Lives Matter, etc., that they need to be completely perfect and like woke and educated from the start. It's a process, and it's a never-ending process. I think a mark of a good person is the willingness to continue learning even after they're out of an official degree program. So that's something that I see with Christine, and her giving back and raising money for charity and different things is something that I also want to emulate. So I am willing to spend money on myself, which I don't do very often unless there's a sale, to get a product from a company and a person that I think is truly embodying values that I share. Yeah, Binky. She seems to be generous and fair. She and her boyfriend, partner, have a podcast now where they talk about different things, and they work through like where they've come for certain information, and it is sometimes as simple as talking about why they don't want to get married, which also is not very simple, but I mean, they don't want to get married. It should end at that, right? To like the more complex things, like institutional racism and what we see in differences between Canadian and US healthcare. So yeah, I do really appreciate them as YouTubers and people who are putting in effort to not just do the right thing, but find out what the right thing is. Okay, so we're going to do some top coat. And when we do that, we're going to sing something. Do I know what I'm going to sing? That has 2 female parts, so I can't sing both of those at the same time. Alright, fine. We're going some Tangled. All those days watching from the windows, all those years outside looking in, all that time never even knowing just how blind I'd been. Now I'm here, blinking in the starlight. Now I'm here, suddenly I see, standing here, it's all so clear, I'm where I'm meant to be. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. And at last I see the light, and it's like the sky is new. And it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different now that I found you. We didn't see, but found for now. Let's actually go to that screen.
All those days chasing down a daydream, all those years living in a blur, all that time never truly seeing things the way they were. Now she's here, shining in the starlight. Now she's here, suddenly I know. If she's here, it's crystal clear, I'm where I'm meant to go. And at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. And at last I see the light,
And it's like the sky is blue,
and it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything is different now that I see you. Now that I see you.
So you might notice that I'm belting less. I'm doing more lyrical songs recently. Unfortunately, over the last several years, I have noticed something that's been getting worse and worse, that when I belt, my throat will go completely dry, constrict, and I will start gagging. And it's gotten worse. It's happening more often. And the last couple times, like 2 out of the last 3 times that it's happened, it's gone so far as to make me actually throw up. I've gone to an ENT when it started happening to figure out what was going on. Thank you. There we go. So I went to an ENT when it was earlier days of it happening and not happening every time I belted, to figure out what's going on. They did a scope down my throat, said, and I quote, that it was pristine. So they didn't find anything wrong there. The current prevailing theory is because I have so many, like, acid reflux, I have GERD, gastritis, IBS, like I have all these digestive problems The theory is that my stomach acid is actually going into my throat when I belt and causing the issues. So because of that, I am forced to go into more lyrical songs, but I do like lyrical songs. They're not as fun as belty songs, because those are the songs that usually have sass. And, I mean, if you know me, I like the sass. But that is all to say that I'm now going to sing a lyrical song that goes pretty high in my register while sitting. So that's going to be fun. I'm waiting for this hand to dry before I do the other. Me too, Binky. Just not the sequel. Let's ignore the sequel.
No more talk of darkness. Forget these wide-eyed fears. I'm here, nothing can harm you. My words will warm and calm you. Let me be your freedom. Let daylight dry your tears. I'm here with you, beside you, to guard you and to guide you.
See all of me every waking moment. Turn my head with talk of summertime. Say you need me with you now and always. Promise me that all you say is true. That's all I ask of you.
Let me be your shelter. Let me be your light. You're safe, no one will find you. Your fears are far behind you.
All I want is freedom, a world with no more night, and you always beside me, to hold me and to hide me.
Then say you'll share with me one love, one lifetime. Let me lead you from your solitude. Say you need me with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too. Christine, that's all I ask of
Say you'll share with me one love, one lifetime. Say the word and I will follow you. Share with me each night, each morning. Say you love me,
I do.
love me. That's all I ask of you. Okay, now we gotta get ready for that note. Let's see how this goes sitting. Let me go too.
Love me.
That's all I ask of that note didn't completely blow out your speakers or your ears. Yeah. Have I ever mentioned when I won 3rd place in the talent show in my freshman year of high school by singing both parts of the Phantom of the Opera? Speaking of, I'm not going to sing it now because there's no way we're doing that high note while sitting. Normally, trying to do that high note is hard. And I haven't been involved in a musical in 2 years at this point. So I'm just, yeah, we're not going to do that. But maybe we'll, ooh, this'll be fun. Aw, yay, Vinky! Everyone should sing! That's my personal opinion.
Past the point of no return, no backward glances. The games we played till now are at an end. Past all thought of if or when. No use resisting. Abandon thought and let the dream descend. What raging fire shall flood the soul? What rich desire unlock its store? What sweet seduction lies before us? Past the point of no return, the final threshold. What warm unspoken secrets will we learn beyond the point of no
Did Automa take away a link from you, Binky?
return?
I'm sorry. You have brought me to that moment when words run dry, to that moment when speech disappears into silence. Silence. I have come here. I'd like the reason why. In my mind I've already imagined our bodies entwining, defenseless and silent. Now I am here with you, no second thoughts, I've decided. Past the point of no return, no going back now. Our passion play has now at last begun. Past all thought of right or wrong, one final question. How long should we two wait before we're one? When will the blood begin to race? The sleeping bud burst into bloom. When will the flames at last consume us? Past the point of no return, the final threshold, the bridges cross, so stand and watch it burn.
We've
We've passed the point of no
return.
angel of music, you've betrayed me. I know that part's not included here, but it's my favorite.
Say you'll share with me one love, one lifetime. Leave
Sean?
My solitude. Say you want me with you here beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too. Christine, that's all I ask of.
So, Clark on stage. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm subscribed on one of my accounts. Now I'm subscribed on both. The harmony is not going to be good on this. But that's fine. We'll hold off on that. So, yeah, definitely want to emphasize how awesome I think this guy's videos are. Chances are this whole thing is going to get muted both on Twitch and YouTube. But if it manages to stay up, I'll tag him to thank him for all the things because it's awesome. Yeah. I've got I'm going to stream for 15 more minutes just so it's a nice even 2 hours. And then I'll clean up my nails, take pictures of them, post them on Twitter. Don't forget that we are going to have actually 3 streams in the next 2 weeks. Actually 4 if we count not on this channel. So July 4th, if other people are available, we'll have our Zelda Universe TV Realms of the Wild episode. And that's Saturday, my time, it's 11 to 1. That Sunday, I'll be interviewing my father about some of his awesome research, which he sent me all these things, but instead of just being about the paper, it's going to be about the research that goes into it. He presented his findings at a conference before that was published, talking about those aspects of things. And I remember my dad graduating from San Jose State University. I was little, but I remember details of the actual ceremony. But I didn't ever have a conversation with him about what he actually was learning and doing in college. So I want to have that conversation with him as well. And then he is nervous because he's been retired from computer science for a while. And he's actually been spending a lot of his time recently playing the stock market as well as getting better at guitar. So I was very lucky. I got music and smarts from both sides of my family. Mom's got a master's in theater, so that's where all of this stuff comes in. Yeah, and Dad has played with bands. We have a long family history on that side of being musicians. But he never read music and didn't have the theory behind it. I think because of his understanding of mathematics and ratios and things like that, he was able to just figure things out really easily. But now he's actually spending time learning the theory, the scales, the different, a mixolydian, for instance, things of that nature, and thinking about how guitars and frets relate to graphing problems, because that's something to do. So yeah, he is definitely nervous. I told him he said yes, so he's contractually obligated to come. And I think it's going to be a great time. If you want to follow him before that stream, he is Papaya Pop on Twitch, and he is also on Twitter and Instagram now, but follow him on Twitter. Let me look up what his Twitter is. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Binky. I'm not going to like that. Where's my father? There we go. So his Twitter handle is @pigtracks, and pig is spelled with 2 G's because it's our last name. Yep, that's it, Binky. Papaya Pop. He does capitalize the P in papaya and the P in pop, the first ones, so that it's clear, but it is Papaya Pop. Yep. So yeah, I would say follow him. I'm trying to convince him also to do Twitch streams eventually of him playing guitar, or other musical instruments, because yeah, he does that kind of stuff too. But we'll be talking with him next Sunday. So Legend of Zelda Realms of the Wild stream Saturday, unless we don't have enough people. Sunday, stream with my dad. The Friday following that is my birthday, so I will be doing a stream that day. And then Sunday, July 12th, I will be interviewing grad student Maureen Mock about her research, and like children and media and all these really cool things. So yeah, we've got a lot going on. I think we'll sing a little bit more. I looked, Binky, you say verbal contracts aren't worth the paper they are written on? Yes. California says oral contracts are legally binding. So since Dad's in California, that's what I told him. He laughed at that. But yeah, he was a fan. I'm thinking, this is very tentative, but I'm thinking probably around this same time for the Sunday streams. But I need to confirm that with the people I'm interviewing to make sure that those times work best for them as well. So as soon as I know that, there is going to be a tweet put out. So if you're not following me at Green Eye T-Bone, follow that. And yeah, then you'll be able to get all that information. And ideally, we'll also be getting more grad students to interview over the next few months. If people want to know, I guess at some point I can talk about my own thesis research stuff too, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. We've got some awesome stuff coming up in the next 2 weeks. Let's find something. See, Love Never Dies. That's a sequel to Phantom of the Opera. We pretend that doesn't exist. So let's find a song to sing that's not from there. I don't know whose comments all these things are. Someone's texting me. No, it won't, Alexa. Let's see. Ooh, okay, this might not be with him, but we are going to do some Hamilton. Because Hamilton karaoke. Which one should we do? Oh, this one gets belty, but I'll try and make it a little bit more head voice. A toast to the groom,
To the groom, to the groom, to the groom,
to the bride,
to the bride, to the bride, to the bride.
from your sister, who is always by your side, to your union,
Revolution.
and the hope that you provide.
You provide.
May you always be satisfied. Rewind, rewind. I remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I just might. I remember that night, I remember that. I remember that night, I just might regret that night for the rest of my days. I remember those soldier boys tripping over themselves trying to win our praise. I remember that dream like candlelight, like a dream that you can't quite place. But Alexander, I'll never forget the first time I saw your face. I have never been the same. Intelligent eyes in a hunger pain frame. And when you said hi, Set my heart aflame, every part aflame. This is not a game.
Strike me as a woman who has never been satisfied.
I'm sure I don't know what you mean. You forget yourself.
You're like me, I'm never satisfied.
Is that right?
I have never been satisfied.
My name is Angelica Schuyler.
Alexander Hamilton,
Where's your family from?
unimportant, there's a million things I haven't done, but just you wait, just you wait.
So this is what it feels like to match wits with someone at your level. What the hell is the catch? It's the feeling of freedom, of seeing the light. It's Ben Franklin with a key and a kite. You see it, right? The conversation lasts 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Everything we said in total agreement. It's a dream and it's a bit of a dance, a bit of a posture, it's a bit of a stance. He's a bit of a flirt, but I'm giving him a chance. I asked about his family. Did you see his answer? His hands started fidgeting. He looked askance. He's penniless. He's flying by the seat of his pants. Handsome, boy does he know it. Peach fuzz and he can't even grow it. I want to take him far away from this place. Then I turn and see my sister's face, and she is. And I know she is. And her eyes are just. And I realize 3 fundamental truths at the exact same time. Binky, nope. I'm about to change your
Then
life.
by all means, lead the way. Number 1.
I'm a girl in a world in which my only job is to marry rich. My father has no son, so I'm the one who has to social climb for one. So I'm the oldest and the wittiest, and the gossip in New York City is insidious. And Alexander is penniless. That doesn't mean I want him any less.
Elizabeth Schuyler, it's a pleasure to meet you. Schuyler.
My sister.
Number 2.
He's after me, cause I'm a Schuyler sister that elevates a status. I'd have to be naive to set that aside. Maybe that is why I introduced him to Eliza. Now that's his bride. Nice going, Angelica. He was right. You'll never be satisfied.
Thank you for all your service. If it takes fighting a war for us to meet, it will have been worth it.
I'll leave you to it.
Number 3.
I know my sister like I know my own mind. You will never find anyone as trusting or as kind. If I tell her that I love him, she'd be silently resigned. He'd be mine. She would say I'm fine. She'd be lying. But when I fantasize at night, it's Alexander's eyes as I romanticize what might have been. So that's what happens. And just that amount of belting did that. So one sec. Ooh. Instant tears in eyes too. Push myself too far. At least, dear Eliza's his wife. At least I keep his eyes in my life. To the groom!
To the groom, to the groom, to the groom,
To the bride!
to the bride, to the bride, to the bride.
From your sister, who is always by your side. To your union, and the hope that you provide. May you always be satisfied. And I know she'll be happy as his bride. And I know he will never be satisfied. We will never be satisfied. So yeah, you see what happens when I belt. Even that little bit of belting was enough to completely stop me in my tracks. Like, I couldn't do anything but bend over and cough then. Luckily it didn't go on for very long. Didn't get any worse than a coughing fit. But yeah, it bugs me. But so remember the dates that we have streaming for the next week. Remember that we are streaming to raise money for the ACLU. so that they can continue to fight for Black Lives Matter, for LGBT plus equality, and continue doing the good work that they are doing. You are 100% right, Binky. Breathing is greater than singing, even for me, but I would say maybe breathing is equal to singing for me in importance. I have stories about that too. But I'm gonna log off for now, eat something for lunch, I'm sure, and read a paper on edge magic triangles, and like cubic graphing, because that's gonna be fun. Yeah. So, getting back to our natural tradition of what we're gonna do for signing off, we're gonna hit some out of the box with their conclusion. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to sing and play together, but now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you later in the week.